Hello everybody. Guys, I don't know why my phone started sort of playing up, but hello, here I am. So right now we're going to do a training on what exactly is it that you will be charging for. Let me know that you can see me well, that I'm not sideways or anything like that. And we will begin. All right. So let me just know people that I'm here live. So, all right, somebody's here. Fantastic. And we will begin training, guys. All right. Okay, so this training is specifically for you because you are right now creating your programs. And you're probably wondering, like, you want to feel in integrity when you charge. Hello there. You want to, I'm sorry, you want to be sure that you're doing the right thing. You want to charge your worth. You doubt because people may doubt you, and you don't know where you stand, right? There you are. So this training will help you to, on a very practical level, understand what is it that you're doing and what are you charging for. And there will be assignment at the end of this video, which is very short, but it will get you a peace of mind. So what I'm going to teach you today it's not about your mindset. It's not about just, hooray, let's just me feel good about myself and this is how it's going to work. No, what I'm going to teach you is on a practical level. What is it that you are charging for? And what kind of benefits your clients would expect from working with you? Of course, I will give you example with my own programs. I will give you examples for any other programs, whether you're working with relationships or with health or whatever. Mine is business coaching, but I will show you how is it that you can measure whether you are delivering results, right? So it's not about your mindset. It's not about your self-worth. In fact, I'm always against it when people are, for some reason, putting price on their self-worth, or they price on their ambition or confidence. That is just, we all know that it's phony, because either you're going to undercharge because you don't see how valuable you are, or you don't have self-esteem, or you're gonna overcharge for the very crappy work and then wonder why is it that you don't have a business. Right? Why is it people are not signing up? Well, guess what? Your program might not deliver what you promise. So this is why. So we're gonna sort it out today, because I don't want you to fall into that pattern. And I don't care what other coaches are teaching you out there, that you're a powerful being. What I know about business, that what really works is guaranteed results. So, which has got nothing to do with your self-worth again. That's what I'm saying. Now, first of all, I want to teach you, of course, the principle of guaranteed results. What does it even mean? And of course, I will give you examples of how I do it, right? So let's begin with that. So principle of guaranteed results. So when you're creating your program, you want to see what is it in your program that for sure will get people what they need. This is what they're paying for. I also call this the sort of minimum, the minimum benefits. What is it that they really actually paying the hard-earned cash for? Okay, so that needs to be guaranteed. Another piece that comes to it is that I invite you to do if you want to have successful business and sleep well at night is don't over-promise. Don't overpromise. I will explain to you how you're not gonna overpromise. And another third piece that I invite you to, of course, add into your programs, also if you want to have a beautiful business with referrals and things like that, is please over-deliver. Over-deliver. It's just a principle of a good business, right? It's not official, nobody's talking about it, but good businesses always over-deliver. So I'm gonna explain to you exactly how and what would you over-deliver. All right? Then we're gonna dive deep into minimum benefits that your program can create, normal benefits, normal expectations, what would your average client would expect, and what are the maximum benefits, and how do you create that. So if you understand this, you can create a really beautiful program that will always, with a good client, create those fantastic results, which is of course what we here thriving for. So number one, let's look at how do you guarantee your results. For example, in my programs, I guarantee you what? That I will give you trainings, I wrote it all down, trainings and tools. I guarantee that I will spend time with you, that we will have your weekly calls with me, or sessions, whatever you can guarantee, and that I will personally give you a straight, honest, personal feedback on your work and on your personal matters. Patterns, emotional patterns, whatever else we are noticing there, right? So I can guarantee that, right? I have to be available for that in my program. If you're in my program, I'm guaranteeing this. I will not bail out of the weekly sessions. I will not be somehow clouded or distracted and not give you personal feedback when I know what to do. And I will certainly provide you with tools and trainings that already had gotten results, so they work. Okay, so that's guaranteed. Now you have to think about what can you guarantee, which I will give you some examples for your programs as well. Number two, which is very important, don't overpromise. The tragedy of many coaches out there who have bad track records of clients, they might sign them up purely because they really overpromise. They say, I will give you a 3-step system that will create you a 7-figure business tomorrow, right? Or use your intuition and then everything's gonna happen. Like you're going to have a thriving business with hundreds of customers and just use your intuition. So none of it is true, but it's very tempting, so people buy into that, and they of course then they get disappointed. So your job is to understand that you don't have to overpromise. Yes, you might lose out on the surface, that you are not as loud or not as flashy as somebody else out there, but guess what? You will have you will have better clients, because you will have clients that are sane and have right expectations about working with you. You will have results, which is hallelujah. This is what you want. You want to create results, right? And the third one, of course, you will have referrals. You will have business that is kind of proven, and guess what? You can totally make great, like whatever your numbers are, you can make it work, right? With that kind of business model, which is so promise what you can do. And what I invite you to do, if you are a beginner coach, if you don't have the huge arsenal of skills or tools or what's not, or programs, just promise one thing that you do very, very well. Just promise that and deliver that. Now, that is the thing that goes into your contract. The one that you promise, that one that you can guarantee, goes into your coaching program contract, or whatever you have there, agreement. This is what you actually show to people. Okay, so it's very important that you don't overpromise in that contract. So, for example, if I see what is it that I do the best, what's my best thing is to give you personal feedback on your work and on your personal matters. So then I assure that that is what I'm going to make myself fit for. Okay, it might happen that, you know, if I don't take care of myself, if I don't show up in those days, so that means then I'm failing my own best self, the one that I can guarantee, that the one that actually would make a difference. So my job as a coach, as somebody who delivers the service, is to make myself available and capable of providing that feedback, right? And those are many different ways that I do it, which is, you know, personal work, personal growth, healing, me working with my coaches, learning consistently. This is what comes into me being always fit to work with you, right? So what is it that you can promise and what goes into your contract? Okay, good. So now principle number 3 that I really, really love, and I think this is how businesses become good businesses, and this is how you get referrals, this is how people are really happy when they in your programs. It's called over deliver, right? This has got nothing to do with self-worth, guys. I'm explaining to you. It's got nothing to do with your lack of boundaries, because your lack of boundaries come from totally different way, from when you're not guaranteeing, when you don't know what is it that you're actually guaranteeing. Everything you do then is coming from the place of I'm not sure about myself, I'm just doing this thing, I'm hustling, I'm trying to do more, I over-deliver my time, I over-deliver my input because I'm not sure of myself. Now, the good over-delivering means that you already know that you're doing the right thing, you just want to create a good, very special user experience for your clients, meaning that you will be known for your personal style. So what is the personal style? Because that is something that your business will have. For example, what do you want them to feel when they are in your program? So it's very easy. You will first, of course, get the feedback from people and hear what they say. So for me, I've had feedback from many of my clients who told me, Lira, you are like a mother. You really care. You give me love. You give me much more than just some business strategies. You really, truly care, and you can recognize you're psychic, you are this and blah, blah, blah. But mainly they got this feeling of being cared for. So then, strategically thinking, what can you over-deliver? You over-deliver what people already really like about you, which is, okay, so I want people in my programs to feel that they are looked after. I understand also that I personally work with givers. My people are real missionaries in the world. They want to give to people. So I understand that those givers are probably starved. They didn't recharge. They don't understand how to receive. So my user experience is to give them generously, so they understand, oh, this is what receiving looks like. And I want them to get used to it, because specifically I also aim for them to charge more, so they need to understand how to receive. So I give them all of this attention in my capacity to make them feel that they are receiving. Next, not patronizing. My style is I don't patronize anybody. I give you straight, honest answers. If I know the answer about something, I'm not going to tell you to go look inside yourself. I'm not going to tell you go find out, go think about it. I'm just going to tell you the answer, because it's just exactly what I feel is needed. That's just my style. Not every coach does it. I do that. So next, trust. I have trust in your ability to implement and take responsibility for your delays and your level of ambition. So if I see that somebody, for example, their ambition is not to create this and not to have that, but they only want that, I will trust they understanding of themselves and where they are at right now. I'm not going to push somebody into something they don't want to do, right? Even though they are if they're in my program, I understand that they're getting something else out of it. That's totally fine with me. I will trust your path, right? That's what you get also on my programs. I also absolutely expect you to implement. right? Absolutely, I trust that you're capable, smart, sane person who invested money, meaning that you're going to use the program, right? So next, what else? How else I over deliver? I support your bigger vision and help you with that, even if it's not in a program. So if I notice that my client have a bigger vision than just this, I absolutely would accommodate that and help them to start implementing that bigger vision. Many examples. For example, somebody comes for business, but they also want their relationship improve. Absolutely, you can expect me that I will not say, oh no, that's not in the program. I'm not gonna talk about your relationship issues right now. Absolutely, I will incorporate that and help you with that as well. So that's over delivering, right? Which again, many programs would never do that, right? You would only get what's in a contract. What else? Support with bigger vision. Offer the next level program when appropriate. Yes, I have a strict policy with myself, and that's called over delivering, meaning I have integrity about who is going to be invited into a next level program. If it's not for you, I will not be inviting you. Many of my clients I did not invite, not that many, but there were some people who were not ready, so they don't get an invitation, right? This is what you can expect from me. And you will expect me to absolutely offer you something that's appropriate because you're ready. And if I see that, I'm not gonna pretend that you have to sit in this program and then do another program and whatever, trick you into some kind of thing that is not really needed, right? That's called over delivering. Again, many of the other programs or coaches would just lead you on and you would never know what's up there, which I've myself had experienced with other coaches. So I just don't like it, so I don't do it. I do it differently. Create extra trainings to support you personally, right? This is over delivering. If I see that issues come up for my clients that are not in a program, but of course I can help them with, I create an extra training, and I absolutely add it to this whole program, right? No extra charge. Fantastic again, right? So this is over delivering. Predict sabotage and help to break the pattern, right? This is called over delivering, because no, on the business program or any of the programs, I did not sign up to be your therapist, but I will do it for you if I see it. That's called over delivering. So I'm very clear about that. This is not in the contract, as you see, but it is in a program because I know that that's going to happen and I love doing this work. Give personal attention and love. Yes, treat people with kindness and do little gestures. This is something that's called over delivering. Now, I want you to write that list for you. What is it? How are you going to over deliver? Because when you know how you over deliver, which is, I would say, a necessary component of any good business, right? You will feel better about actually charging for the guaranteed results. Okay, I will just, it's good for you. Of course, it's enormously good for your clients because it's a better surprise than, oh, I've got into a program and I thought that is included, but that's not there, which I've experienced many times. It's really like, it's kind of frustrating and you're shocked and you're like, oh my gosh, I thought I'm gonna get this, but I didn't. And instead, what you want your people to experience once they work with you is like, oh my gosh, I bought into that, but I also am getting all of this as well. Isn't that fantastic? Aren't I a lucky person to be in this program? So that's how you want them to feel. It's called user experience. So create that. Now, let's talk about 3 levels of benefits for your clients. Minimum benefits, normal benefits, and maximum benefits. And of course, you will have to think how you create that too. So minimum benefits. So I have to say that this is something that specifically in business coaching I've noticed. In the coaching industry that's happening is when people sign up for a program and they don't actually implement it, but they just get the content, which is curriculum. Typically it's the trainings, it's the workbooks, it's the system, so-called system. And then what they do, which is a minimum benefits, they received what they were promised, which is the system. So they get the system, and then they don't really get results with the system, but then they try to resell it, right? So that's a bad that's not really good arrangement. But guess what? This is a minimum benefits that you would expect from a program. So if you're not a coach, then it's not really that relevant, right? So what you want to think about, what are the minimum benefits for your clients? Let's say you are a relationship coach, and okay, I'll explain business coaching first. So for example, you got into a program and you learn some phony business strategy, right? For example, I can tell you myself, for example, I went to a program to learn Facebook ads. It didn't work for me. So the worst thing would be for me, because I paid almost 40 grand to learn it. Guess what? Now I can go, if I was it's not the type of coach I am, but if I know that for sure that there's most business coaches do exactly that. Then they take that system and they start selling it to somebody else. Let me teach you Facebook ads. And still it didn't work for them. That didn't work for the clients. So the whole business is a phony business. Intuition, right? I've seen people, okay, I went into a program with this intuitive coach. She was channeling her stuff. It didn't work. But now I'm going to be coach who's going to teach people intuition. And I'm going to tell them, it's your fault. You didn't attract the right client. So the system didn't work. But since you paid for it, you feel that you're entitled now to go and resell the content of that, right? And typically those people don't do that well, right? Because first of all, it's not their system. So they don't feel as convinced or as passionate when they do it. So I would not advise you to go this way. But guess what? It is a minimum benefit that many people rely on when they invest with business coaching. So this is for business coaches out there. Now, relationship coaches. So what's the minimum benefit to work with you? As we actually talked about, right? So typically people who come for relationship coaching, they are starved for intimacy. They are starved for actual relationship. They don't have love. They didn't have attention, recognition, validation, none of that stuff. So the minimum benefit of a relationship coach would be to sit with somebody and give them love, recognition, support, attention, most of all. And that would be the minimum benefit, because of course this person will receive something just because they didn't have it for so long, so they will be happy about that. But it's not what you're thriving for, right? But that's the minimum benefit. So if you understand you're doing that, guess what? Your fees have to be equivalent to this, right? Which is how much is your energy really worth, right? How much your time is really worth. So that would be for relationship coach, that would be the minimum. For example, health, high faith, I was just talking about business, but you would have to rewatch that to see how you create the minimum benefits on the business program. Now, let's say intimacy minimum, but I thought it would be me over deliver. No. That's bare minimum that you would do for in a relationship coaching, which is to be present and give attention to a person, right? And for faith, I'm repeating here, if you are in a business coaching program, the minimum benefit is that you learn some program, some system, and let's say it doesn't work, but you still got the content, and then you resell it. Okay, so that it's the phony way, but it's a minimum benefit that a lot of people, when they sign up for a business program, that's what they actually thriving for. So they have very low expectations when they work with a coach, which is of course we're changing here. Right, but guess what? You're getting something much more interesting from me when I'm gonna explain to you the normal benefits and the maximum benefits. So I just want to mention somebody who is, let's say, a health coach. What would be the minimum benefits is that they receive some kind of diet, recipe book, they understand how to do it, and one day they may start implementing it and it will work. So that would be the minimum benefits, meaning you've got something there that you can do. Now, level 2, which is normal benefits. What would normal client, let's say it's an absolutely normal average client, meaning those are the clients that are capable, obviously, of doing the work, meaning it's a good client. I'm not talking about phony clients. I'm really talking about sane client who really wants to get results. So what would they expect? What kind of benefits? First of all, that they will implement the system. They will implement whatever you teach them, and they will get results. So whatever you teach them, for example, in my case, how do you create a 5-figure offer? So yes, they will create a 5-figure offer. They can guarantee, right? I guarantee. It's in the contract. I can guarantee that, and they will have it. They will have it. They will get that result. I will teach you sales, and you will know how to sell. So your job is to go and sell. So you will go implement, and guess what? You will have a sale, right? You will have your client. Market this way, and you will have the audience, and you will get them on a sales call, and the people start reaching out to you, and then you will have a client and have a sale, right? So, okay, those are the normal benefits. There's nothing extraordinary. It's just normal for you, I believe, to expect that from a good client. So what are the results? So I'm going to write, I wrote down in my case. In my case, create a program, learn advanced tools to get results for your clients, market sufficiently and get clients, learn sales and use the process to sign up high-end clients, right? So that's normal results I expect. And basically, besides one, all of my clients had done it, right? So everybody received exactly that result from my programs. And what does it do? What is the bigger benefit of that? Is that they will create a financial leap, which is they will triple their fees, they will work less, and they will take a breath, right? Because it's really noticeable when people start, for example, they were selling, like $500 sessions or $100 sessions. Now, guess what? They sold a 10K package. Whew, you can relax because you don't need 100 hours, right? Or you don't need even, like multiple amount of clients to sign up. So like you do take a breath, you work much less, right? For Sophia, it was the same. We tripled her fees. So she sold her 7K program going from $100 sessions, right? Now she made 7K. She needs, you do the math, see how she can, and we cut down, in that program, we cut down dramatically her hours, right? So, okay, that's a huge result. So she sees, okay, oh my gosh, I just did that, fantastic. And then she repeated, but that's a different level of results. Right now we're looking at the system works. Okay, fantastic, they got normal benefits. If you're a relationship coach, for example, if your person came to and they couldn't date, so let's say your minimal benefits would be that you gave them the system, you said, okay, if you do this, you do that, then it's going to work. Normal benefits, they will actually start dating the right people. They will start working on themselves, whatever your system is. If it's, for example, with a marriage coaching, okay, they will learn communication and they will stop arguing. Therefore, of course, they will have a much more peaceful marriage. Fantastic. That's a great benefit. If you are like a, I don't know, energy coach, tantra coach, relationship coach, love coach, okay, people will start having sex. It's a great benefit. They didn't do it before, now they do it. Fantastic. They implemented your system, now they actually have a sex life. Set boundaries and get what you want. Right? If you're working with some other relationships, with parents or with whoever, children, you'll teach them how to set the boundaries, but they did actually set the boundaries with you on the program, and guess what? Now they're getting their needs met in a relationship. Fantastic. It's a great result, right? Don't underestimate your results. This is the result that you can guarantee and promise without some, strange feelings around it. Health. For example, they will lose weight, they will stop the addiction. For example, if you're a stylist, they will have a new wardrobe because of you. So those are the all normal benefits you would expect if they worked with you. This is what you're charging for. Maximum benefits. Maximum benefits at understanding the method behind the system. and implement that again and again to create, number one, consistent results. Number two, create a bigger next level leap. And number three, repeat the process again and again. So now let's go deeper with that. So, for example, consistent results. So in my programs, I don't guarantee consistent results, because guess what? For you to make consistent results, you have to take the system and use it again and again. For example, Faith, you signed a 10K client, you know what to do, you know how to talk with them, you know how to charge them. Now you have to do it again. And then you have to do it again. And you have to do it again. It's on you. But it's a maximum benefit, because guess what? You do know you have everything to do that, right? So any of the clients who are on my business programs, you have no excuse not to use this system to do it again and again, but that will be on you. So the maximum benefit I cannot guarantee, because it's not really on me, right? I gave you what I can. Now it's on you to continue doing this. If you are in a if you're a relationship coach, it's the same thing. You can give them everything you know about this. They implement the system. Now they know how to deal with the anger issues, what's behind the triggers. They're not triggered anymore. They know how not to argue. But guess what? Now you're not teaching them, or they out of your program, or they are, or they maybe some other issue showed up. They have to use their own willpower to implement the anger management system that you taught them, right? So it's going to be on them. You cannot guarantee that they consist. Now they're going to have this thriving marriage, because no, you can teach them how not to argue and how to have a peaceful evening after evening after evening, but you cannot guarantee a wonderful marriage, because that's on them, right? But those are maximum benefits, because guess what? If you have a good client, smart client, or as I will talk about later, arrange, and I will show you exactly, for example, what I do to assure that my clients are absolutely capable and equipped to repeat and create a better leaps. And you can put that in the system as well, which you will have assignment about. So, a bigger next leap, for example, triple income, right? Many of my clients had done it. They've done the first level of raise, and then they've done the second level of raise, right? And you see them all the time. And I have absolutely tools and systems and specific methods to do that. Position themselves, for example, etc. For example, in your marriage, if you are working with a marriage, so let's say now they stopped arguing. That's a normal level benefits. They understand how to have a peaceful conversation and have boundaries set, and they understand basically what they're doing there with each other. But now they want to have a bigger vision. They want to have a soul connection. They want to create something together. Maybe they want to live their purpose together. Maybe they want to explore themselves individually. That would be the raising standards and the raising expectations and ambitions. So guess what? If your program can also do that, right? Because actually, typically the method behind your program should be capable to provide those kind of maximum benefit results. Then yes, they will experience that as well. But that will take extra effort on their part, but it's totally possible, right? Higher standards. For example, if you're a health coach, let's say they lost weight, they stopped their food addictions, they look better, let's say they look considerably better, but now what would be the next kind of level of benefits, which is like fantastic? They are thriving now to have a fitter, stronger, and more beautiful body. Great. Now they're really working out. They're not just losing weight. Now they're working out, growing muscle, getting stronger, looking leaner, whatever they want there. They look beautiful. Now, if you're a stylist, let's say you got the wardrobe, what's next? Well, now it's an inner beauty. It's the confidence. No matter what you wear, you still look beautiful. Okay, those are the maximum benefits that you would expect from somebody who worked on your, let's say, some kind of makeover. All right. And of course, repeat. So you can repeat the process many different ways, the method that you teach, which is either you want to thrive for bigger vision, for higher standards, or you can use the same system to do something else, or on your next ambition, either next business. For example, okay, I used your system to create the coaching business. Now I want to have also a speaking business. Okay, I can take all of these things I learned about marketing and now use them for that other business. Or I want to create a shop with my whatever products. I can use the same system I launched this thing. I can launch it another business, right? Use it same system for writing a book, or create a program. In its same with relationships. I used your system to fix my marriage. Now I can use the same system with my parents and have at last nice relationship with my parents. Oh, and I can also use that for my kids, right? So I use the same system of communication, growing yourself, setting boundaries. Now I use it with my kids. Now I have good relationship with my kids, with friends, etc. So we're talking about now the same thing. Health issues. Okay, I wanted to lose weight, but I can use the same system you gave me to not only lose weight, but I can also have my heart working. I can have, my focus better, concentration, whatever else, right? Okay, so I explained to you right now 3 different levels of benefits. Now, let's look at how is it that you will do it. So, level 1 benefits. How do you assure that you can deliver level 1 benefits? Which is, as we know, you teach the system. Number 1, you show, that's what I do. I show behind the scenes. I tell stories about myself. I give them curriculum and workbooks. So, what are my programs? Certification. People get certification trainings. Like the bare minimum. Bare minimum you will have the trainings. Without my input, but you do have the trainings. Be Phenomenal Business. Be Phenomenal Mindset. 90 Days to Love coaching program. Release 20 pounds of pain. Sales program. Marketing programs. All of those programs can be used again and again and again. All of them have workbooks and video trainings. So on the minimum level, I'm providing a lot of value. So you want to think, what's your value on this minimum level of service, right? What is it that you can give to your clients? And Daniel and I spoke about, I said, yes, you want to give people workbooks. Yes, you want to give them assignments, because guess what? On the minimum level, this is how they are thinking that something is actually happening. I got something out of this, right? So those are the most tangible, most visible things that you will give. Those are the your time, and obviously some kind of piece of paper where they write things down, right? This is fantastic. This is the minimum level of service. But that's the one that you can guarantee, right? So that's not a small thing. So if you don't have that in place, then you really need to work on your program. It needs to be in place. Yes, you do need to, for example, show behind the scenes, tell stories about yourself. Because guess what? Most people, when they come to you, as we know, they come for energy. So they're very curious. How is it that you're doing it for yourself? So yes, on the minimum level of service, I will tell them, this is how I run this is how I did that, this is how I set up my sessions, because they can see it as a business coach. So this, I show them as much as I can, because this is the minimum benefit. Even if they didn't get any results, they will get out of the program and they will say, okay, I knew this coach who did this, right? So on the relationship level, okay, my marriage is not saved, but I met this guy who has a love life, who has a good family, who has a good wife who loves him. So he told me how he did it. At least I know it's existent now. One day when I'm ready, I can do it as well. Okay, so that's the minimum level of service. So you see how you can be very, very sure. If you've got this in place, you're good. You're good to go. You're good to charge your money. Level 2 of benefits. How do you provide level 2 benefits? So what I do is I do coaching, I do live calls, because my next level of benefits that you actually get results, right? Which is for everybody. So what I do, I give because my brilliance is to give feedback, so I assure that I'm on a live session and I give you feedbacks. I keep you accountable, right? We write things down. I help on a need-to-know basis, right? Because, for example, I have this prospect, I don't know how to do this. Okay, do that and then you will get this, right? So I incorporate that to assure that you are getting your results. For example, in a bigger program that I have is a 9 months weekly sessions. What is implemented will get results, long term or short term. And you need to be, it's your job as a coach, to be straight. What is it that is expected to change after that session? Guys, it's really, really important. You have to keep your client in the loop, meaning they understand why they're even doing this. Because if you're sitting with them, and I mean, unfortunately, some coaches don't even know what they're doing on the session, where they're actually going with this. For example, the fact that you know some kind of a process, whether it is an energy process or shadow work or whatever process you have, if it doesn't benefit your client or your client doesn't understand how it benefits them, you are making a mistake by not explaining it to them. So your job is to always show them why are you doing this process. For example, how I do it on my sessions, right? Okay, let's do the shadow work and you will get over your fear of success and you will succeed, obviously. Do the assignment after the session. Incorporate your shadow into your Facebook Live, and the result is what? You get a client, right? It's happened many, many times over and over again with my clients, so I know why I would ever do shadow work, white shadow work for working with fear of success. It's only for that reason, right? I don't just do shadow work to show you that I know shadow work. Who cares? It needs to have benefits. And I will be very straight about it. I will explain this is what we're doing today. For example, heal your parental programming. Why would you suddenly heal parental programming? Well, I do it because you will gain confidence and have a permission, for example, to make money if we worked on your money mindset. For example, one of my clients started making $1,000 per day after that 15-minute healing, which what we did, we healed her father issues, meaning she had over-the-top ambitions that were not justified in reality, and that was coming from her father. Her father was a high achiever, wanting her to do more and more and more things, so she had all those high expectations, but they never delivered on them. So we healed the father issues, and then she said, okay, $1,000 per day is not bad, I'm gonna do that, I'll commit to doing that. And we healed mother issues. Mother issues are typically to do with how we do things. So she stopped hustling, she became strategic, she became focused, and therefore, yes, she made her $1,000 per day, right? Consistently. So this is the result of working with parental programming. If you don't have that goal and you didn't explain to your client that that's exactly what we're doing and that's what it's for, like I said, you are just really not serving them, because process in itself doesn't really mean anything, right? That same process could be done in 2 hours, could be done in 5 minutes. You could just tell people what to do. It doesn't matter. The fact is that it needs to work, and they need to understand why you are there. Another one from my programs, example, I want you to write down 52 marketing topics. The way that I teach you, not the way that you will be sporadically marketing, but I'm telling you, you need to have 52 marketing topics. And when those are put in place, guess what? You will have the whole marketing covered for the whole year. I know that. And what does it do? It means you're consistently attracting an audience and new clients coming into your field, right? So if you didn't implement that, obviously you won't have consistent clients. You won't have the people always reaching out to you, right? But if you did implement, you will have this amazing benefit. It's a level 2 benefit, implementation, right? It needs to be implemented. Another one, brand yourself, publish a book, get recognized and raise your prices again, raise your fees, right? This is what I do with my clients on the next level. we are raising their fees, but they have to brand themselves first, and they have to write a book, they have to position themselves somehow, right? And that would completely result into them stepping into the next level of service professionally, as an expert, as a much better paid professional. Okay, so another one, network, speak, do Facebook Lives the way I teach you, and get people reach out to you. Okay, this is like I'm teaching this, and we will expect that result. That's why you would ever do that. That's why you would implement. Okay, set the website that is automated with a sign-up system. You will cut your hours in half, have better prospects on the sales calls. That's why we're doing the website work, right? It's not just to have a website, but it's exactly for that reason that you will actually work less because you have a website. All right, what else? Oh, have the work ethics and business model that I teach, and you will have a better, easier going business, less hustle, more confidence, and more money, right? I know that, right? Because if I teach high end, I understand you will have much less hustle because you will only need 10 clients comparing to 100 clients. Okay, that's it's a big deal per year to make you 6 figures. Okay, so those are just some examples of how everything that's in your sessions, in your programs, need to lead into a tangible result for your client. Okay, that's the level 2. Those are the things you can guarantee. Now, level 3. Now, level 3 it's when people understand the method, the purpose behind anything that you do. That's a much higher level of service, right? This is when, if you have a great client, a smart client, also if you are a good coach, and you are actually conscious coach, meaning you are aware of how you work, then you will also give that service to them. How do you provide level 3 results? Meaning that your clients create leaps again and again, that they have those results consistently, meaning that anytime they can take that method and apply it to any of the area of their lives, and it would work as well. Number 1, you have to be a role model. This is why so much we talk about being a role model. This is why. Because guess what? You can't fake that. People really checking you out, they're looking at you, and that is really how they learn. So you have to be a role model. And you have to let your clients in to show them what kind of deeper work that you do for yourself to be able to be the role model, to be able to be like that. So, for example, in my long-term program, I have I call it the summer camp. We will have spiritual and personal growth program that is very creative. It's exactly what I would do for myself, and I just let my clients into that, because that's a higher level of service. Because when people see you and witness you do your own stuff, your own work, they grow exponentially. That's typically what good clients and smart clients really are hoping for, that they will understand what goes into your personal growth and spiritual growth. Next, teach the concept. Teach the concept. Don't just teach them the tools and give them the implementation, but also teach them what's behind it. In my case, I teach you about courage. I teach you about how to love your audience. I spend a lot of time on that, because I understand that if you really get this, you can address that. You will improve your relationships, not only with your audience and marketing and clients, but you will improve that with your intimate life, with your personal life, with all the relationships that you have in your life, right? So it's a huge benefit. And that's how I provide it, by showing you and teaching you, showing how I do it, and also teaching you the concept, like what's behind it, what would make it work, what do you need to heal. Explain the context within which you apply that concept or method, and show how else it affects or can affect their life, just like what I mentioned. So when I explain to you that if you have courage to be yourself, if you have courage to be powerful, guess what? Your marriage will improve. Your relationship with your kids will improve. your business will hugely improve. Obviously, that's what you're here for, right? And your health will improve, because yes, you guess what, you're now allowed to be healthy and powerful and strong, right? So I'll explain to you how, if you apply, it is which is my motto. This is what my spiritual message to you it is safe to be powerful. If I can give you that, most of your life will improve, just because you will apply the method, the system, the concept behind everything that I do. Okay, so that's the level 3 highest level of service, right? So your assignment is to think about your program, which is, of course, we're gonna really scrutinize on Friday and really look at all the steps and all of the stuff. But conceptually, what you have to think about, what is it that you can guarantee? What is in the contract? What is in your coaching contract? What is written down that you're doing? And how is it that you're going to over-deliver? That's not in the contract, but you know that you're also doing that. And that shows through everything, that how you market, what the kind of results your clients get. That's because of your deliver, right? Yes? So you have to think about those 3 things. That's assignment number 1. Assignment number 2. What are the minimum, normal, and maximum benefits clients will have while working with you? I want you to actually write it down. What are those benefits? What is it that they will get into their hands? Maybe workbook, maybe time with you. What is it like you paid for, right? For example, if it's a 4K program and it's 9 hours, so it's $410 per hour. So what is it happening in that hour that it's worth? That they paid for? Is it your time? Yes, you're a smart guy. You're charging about that. A bit less, but or maybe about that much for your other work. So okay, that's how much my time is worth. Okay, I'm justifying it because wherever I spend time, I bring in myself, and it's justified. Or what else? Is there some kind of a training that comes with it? Is it some kind of a video? Is it some kind of a workbook? I really would invite you to create those with time. You don't have to have them in place now, but with time you will have more of those things that will help your clients to really feel that they paid for something that is now they're receiving, right? And that is in the contract, obviously, right? What's your normal results? How do you assure that implementation and that your brilliance is delivered all the time throughout the program, right? What else is happening? And of course, the maximum, what is your highest service? How else are you going to teach them? What are you going to be transparent? Are you opening your heart and telling them about, maybe like a lot of clients told me, thank you so much. That's what made it work for me, when you explained what kind of mistakes you made and opened up to me about your stuff. Okay, fantastic. Now I understand. That is the highest level of service, because guess what? That's not it's an uncomfortable thing to do most of the time. Highest level of service, I call it serving at the edge of your limitations, is not easy, because guess what? You have to actually have a concept and method to share. You have to be a role model, so you can't be sloppy. You have to have high standards. All of those things actually require quite a bit of your input. But that's the highest level of service. And in my books, yes, you want to be a coach who can give that. So what are those? So write it all down. And the third is, so what are the minimum, normal, and maximum benefits your clients are receiving? And of course, how will you assure that they are getting that? Okay, so where is it written down? Where is it, where is the guarantee? How can you guarantee any of this? All right, so this is the training for you today. I want you obviously to implement, right? Since we want at least normal results, I expect from you, which is to have that in place. And then of course we're going to go much deeper with what exactly needs to be in your program. What are the steps that will assure the results for your clients? So lots of love to you guys, and see you soon.